All right, guys. Well, welcome to the podcast. This is actually the video format. I don't actually release this on the podcast thing, but if you want to check out the link tree in the comments below, we actually have a podcast down there, and I do talk a lot on the podcast, and we have a lot of fun. I have my co-host, It's Millar Time, and sometimes my buddy Heat Holder Firearms, Mike. He joins us too. So let's actually go ahead and go over the M4. So Brownells is a huge sponsor of the podcast, and they send stuff out for review on not only the podcast, but on this YouTube channel. So thank you to Brownells. Brownells is awesome. If you have literally, I think almost everything on here except the charging handle, I got at Brownells. So we'll talk about the upper first, and then we'll go into the lower. I think the lower is pretty cool too, but yeah. All right, so we have a FN 1-in-7 twist. This is a SOCOM profile barrel. I actually think it's pretty cool. It is pinned. It's a 14.7 inch barrel, but this is pinned. It has a Birdcage flash hider. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I absolutely hate this flash hider, but I do think it's actually to spec. So if you had like a Omega, or not an Omega, there's another, is a Gemtech or Knights or another sort of can that can go over the Birdcage flash hider. I'm pretty sure it could do that. I don't know if I would, to be honest, because it does have a crush washer right there, and I don't know why they pin and welded on a crush washer. I really think that FN should have taken the time to not do that, but that's just me, you know. But yeah, it is a front sight post build. It has a carbine length gas system. This is the Knights RAS handguard. It does come out of the box with the covers on them, but I can't stand the covers. I don't really like them, and I don't keep my handguard in that weird place. I keep it right here. This is where I like it. This is where it's most comfortable for me. And there you go. So let's flip it around to the other side real quick. And then I don't know what that crap, all that dirt and everything is on there, but I have a Malkoff E2XTL. This is actually a really cool 18650 flashlight head. Has 55,000 candela, 500 lumens. You could probably emit out to 200 meters with that light, no issue at all. I really like it. It has the Arisaka 18650 body with a Surefire DS00 tail cap and the mod button light. Now, the UE tail cap was originally what was on here, but I had flickering issues, and it wasn't due to the switch. It's due to the UE tail cap and its looser tolerance. I don't think Surefire technically puts in as much QC on there, but I also am running an Arisaka Picatinny mount on there. I think it's the offset Picatinny mount. And then it has the Knights Armament foregrip. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there who are going to be like, oh, there's so many better ones. Yeah, I know. This was what came on the rifle. You know, it is what it is. By the way, this base gun was an FN M4 military collector. And the reason why I have changed up a lot of things on it already, and you'll see that here in a little bit, the reason why I put everything on the rifle the way I have is because I just don't like cloning. I think cloning is a waste of, you know, a good rifle. Why would you take a good rifle and then put a bunch of crappy stuff on it that you don't want or need? I will say, I was in the Army for a little bit. I was 19 Delta. The best part about that was getting to test out a bunch of different stuff and doing a bunch of cool things like that. But I really like the Aimpoint Optics. This Pro is a big optic, but it's cheap. It's I think like $4.95 at Brownells. Actually $4.45 at Brownells. And I got the QRP 193 riser for it. I think that's actually a good height, an optics height for that. And you really don't have to do anything. It's a couple screws. You remove this top piece from the bottom piece. You add the riser in, and bam, you're good to go. There's no issue there whatsoever. It does have some sort of forge marking on here. I really don't care. The cloners will, you know, tell you what it is in the comments below. It comes with a Montech rear backup iron sight, which is really cool because it is zeroed. I zeroed it at 25. I haven't confirmed it at 100 yet. I probably will at some point, but I just haven't so far. Really fun to shoot. It's an awesome firearm. With iron sights and with a red dot, I mean, it has been just incredibly accurate. It also has a forward assist. I know that some people are really into the forward assist. I personally could, you know, if they removed it, it wouldn't be an issue with me. I'm just not a forward assist person. I think that forward assists, you know, they might be useful, but at the same time, I am not running my guns to the point where that would be a problem. You know, maybe, you know, in actual war, that might be an issue, but not on here. I think we'll be okay. I did change out the charging handle. I went with the PRI Ambi Gas Buster charging handle. This is a little gassy. I have it tuned down now with an H2 buffer and a blue spring from Springco, and that actually brings the ejection to a reasonable point. But no, this does still get a little gassy in the face, so I wanted a good charging handle. I went with this. I have a Geisley, and I have a couple Geisleys and some other stuff like that, but yeah. And then this is the FN bolt carrier group. Now, it doesn't actually have the F stamp on here because apparently the TDP, FN doesn't own the TDP, and the TDP is like, it's a stupid acronym that the Army uses for things. But yeah, it's a phosphate bolt carrier group. It works really well. I think it's got 900 or 1,000 rounds on it by now. It's got a lot of ammo through it. I'm going to go shoot it some more tomorrow. So definitely going to get that up and running and let you guys know what that's all about. And then let me grab the lower. All right, so this is where all of you are going to get really upset. I changed everything. So this was the military collector lower receiver that I had. I did not like it at all. Go ahead, find me via my serial number. Let's have at it. Let's start off on this side. I'll actually go from the butt first. So I have the B5 multicam stock. I went with the multicam stock because I thought it would be really cool. It turns out it's just hydro dipped, and you can, cut through that color pretty quickly. Now, these guns are not safe queens. I beat them up. I have no problem showing some anodizing or anything like that being gone. As you can see right here, there's a big piece right there gone. These guns have taken several hits to the floor, have done other things like that, and I'm going to tell you right now, if you're out there and you're upset about how my guns look or I'm not treating them correctly, I don't think you shoot enough, and I'm just going to leave it at that. The Knight's Armament Ambi mag release is okay for this gun, as you see in the videos right now. It's kind of slow, but I think the whole gun is kind of slow. Like it's not one of my faster shooting guns. It's not like my 13.9s or anything like that. Like it's a little slower. It's a different manual of arms. I went ahead and I put the Maritime Bolt Catch on there. Now I did actually go to an armorer's class when I was in the Army, and I learned a few things. So I know how to take these apart and work on them if need be. So that's not an issue. Plus I have all the tools. But I did go with a B5. I actually have a forward controls design on the way from Brownell, so I don't recommend the B5 trigger guards. B5 makes everything that's fantastic, well, except their hydro dipped thing. That's kind of garbage, but B5 makes a really good grip, really good stocks, all that fun stuff, but just their trigger guards, their plastic ones are terrible. And Brownells doesn't sell the metal ones. I don't know why. I think it's because they're pretty new and they haven't shown up yet, but I have a Forward Control Designs black one on the way specifically for this build. So yeah, the FN is pretty cool. I don't like the magwell very much. I'll say right now, you catch a lot of mags on here. It's not super fun. I've kind of beat it up a little bit. There is some anodizing that has worn off on there, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, the B5 grip has been pretty good, and apparently they have the little plug that goes on the bottom. You could probably call that some sort of thing if you will, but I'll leave it at that. I don't want to get kicked off YouTube today. But yeah, I think it has a little plug in there, and then I'm running the Geisley H2 buffer. So it came as an H1 with the super braided 42 spring, or whatever you call that damn thing. It came with that, and I didn't like the H1 or the ejection pattern of the H1, so I added a second tungsten weight. Just went over to Brownells, picked it up, got it. Not an issue. Very, very nice. And then we have the Geisley single stage precision trigger. The Geisley single stage precision trigger is pretty awesome. I will say that the G-Man definitely, how do I put this? The G-Man is definitely really proud of what he makes, because it's not worth $200. I'll put it that way. All right, there is a single stage 3.5 precision trigger from POF that has the same break, same feel. I just don't think it's worth $200. Granted, this may strike military hard primers. This does feel like the hammer is a lot harder. So if you have harder military primers, this is definitely going to do it. This definitely has a very light trigger pull. You can shoot it pretty fast, no issues there. So you'll have a lot of fun with this gun, definitely. It rips like nobody's business, but yeah, this is one of my main squeezes. I really love this rifle, have a lot of fun with it. I always use my Line 1 gear swing, so go check out the link tree down below. It'll take you over there. And then if you use the code Hoodlum, you get yourself 10% off. So that's pretty cool. Just remember to use the code Hoodlum. So yeah. As always, guys, I thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you guys had a good one. Huge shout out to Brownells. Please like and subscribe. I know that some people aren't going to do that, but like and subscribe. I'm trying to build this channel back so that way we have something awesome and I can do stuff. If you go check out my Utreon, I have a Utreon where I do like build series and stuff like that on. If you go check that out, all my old videos are on my Utreon. That'll also be in the link tree in the comments down below. I hope you guys have a good one. As always, have fun.